up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Straight to the Point. So recently, our O-level students got back their results. Some got good news while some don't. Is it really the end for those who actually didn't do well for the O-levels? What are the common stereotypes for those who have to go to ITE? Come, let's ask around.
In my opinion, O-level is really important as it will bring you to poly and all. And once you're in poly and then you get your degree in poly, you can find like more better jobs than like, for example, McDonald's and all that. So therefore, I think O-levels is very important for the future.
For me personally, I feel like O-level is quite important, especially in Singapore, because whenever you want to apply a job, especially in Singapore, minimum requirement is majority is O-levels. So without O-level set, it's actually quite tough to actually secure the minimum requirement jobs in Singapore.
O-levels is not really that critical. I believe that there are a lot of opportunities that will open up depending on your interest and passion. I think if somebody is determined, it doesn't matter if they don't do so well academically at O-levels. It really depends on what they want to do in life, and ultimately, if you're passionate about something, I think you'll make it into the top tier of whatever you would like to do.
I think there is a common assumption that people in IT do, that people that go to IT did badly for their O-level and whatnot. But actually thinking about it, again, like cross-referencing to the friends that I have now and all that, some of them really chose the IT path because they have courses there that they like, they have courses there that they prefer, they think that maybe poly is not the way to go, or they want to spend more time in ITE and then go to poly, they feel like they'll have a mature understanding. Like one of my closest friends, he does film, but that doesn't mean that he didn't do well in his O-level and all that. He did do well, but then he just decided instead of going N-level, he wants to go into IT. He thinks that that's the better route for him. So it's all about, I think, choice. Of course, this argument can also happen in poly also. Like you could do badly, that's why you go poly instead of JC. So it's really about choice. Yeah, it's not necessarily because they do badly they go into IT.
I personally do have a lot of friends in ITE. They are one of my closest friends in my life. But yeah, there is a common assumption that if you do bad, you go to ITE. But I guess that's just how it is, right? You have no other pathway. ITE is the only way. But I don't think we should let people stop there. Like my friends, they've gone IT, but they're doing amazing now. They're in poly now. They're gonna go university soon. So it's not the end, right?
I think it did have that common assumption, but right now, if you see in the papers where those Arabic schools are also scored excelling and becoming medical students, so there is a very vast change of education system where actually IT people also, if they go the long way, they also can excel to something. So it's not about just an ITE where you don't get to excel, because at the end product, right, is your success factor. So it's how much effort you put in what you want to be matters the most. So I feel that I think society have changed in terms of their mindset, where they realize that if they are in IT, okay, what's the next step? Maybe they go to poly and then they go to uni. So it depends on the person itself.
I think this assumption may be because even for students who are like taking O-levels, right, many of them also say, you also hear this everywhere, like, oh, I don't want to end up in IT. And then some people even call IT as like it's the end, like that. And then even for the future, while IT students may be qualified, employers may choose to pick like JC or poly students instead because they have like a stronger certificate.
I think people do assume that lah. If you do badly, you go to ITE. I think it's only because in poly and JC, the points that you need to get into is like very low. Something bad if you go to ITE, because it's not even the end. I know people who went to ITE are doing so well now, and even after ITE, that you can go into poly wherever you want to. You can go to university. It's how you look at the situation and how you want to like handle it lah. But it's not the end at all. People may assume that, but if you put in like effort and you believe in yourself, then you will end up where you need to lah.
I mean, in Singapore, if you can have like, it doesn't matter whether is it a longer route or shorter route, like even if you go to ITE or whatsoever, right, you can still secure a job. The most important thing is actually education, because once you have the qualifications in your hand, right, you can actually do whatever it is that you want. They don't really see like, oh, you degree in what, degree in this, or degree diploma in this. No, they don't. They just see the papers, oh, okay, you're hired, that's all. And one thing I feel like Singaporeans should do is that take up courses, because courses are actually important. Like take up new skill set, because in the future, if let's say you're working at industry A, and let's say if that does not go well, you have this skill set which actually is falls on a backup plan. You can do something actually with that skill set, So for those out there who are feeling disheartened, don't look for backups, There are a lot of opportunities out there. Don't be disheartened. And I feel like we are in Singapore, we should help each other, help motivate each other, bring each other up.
I think there are many things that can be done, honestly. Will not comment on like the policies or stuff like that, because it's really not my league. But I think that on a personal level, what we can do is really to be a bit more open-minded behind it, just as a peer-to-peer or to your family members and friends, to encourage people who don't generally perform too well academically to, explore, I think. Because at a very young age, I think we've been sort of set into the system to just focus on your academics. So if at a certain point where they determine that they're not really, very well suited for the traditional evaluation mode academically, perhaps what they can do is we can perhaps encourage them to really explore a bit more different opportunities. You don't necessarily have to follow the same route at the same pace. People can take breaks. You can go and explore different options, try on, part-time jobs, or just broaden your experience in any way. I think that will help them to better find out what might be their interests or what might be something that is suitable for them. And, from there on, I believe it will play out for themselves.
I think how to help them is simple. I think if you are good at something and they are not, always be open to teach them, to stay back after school, help them out with things that they don't know. Definitely don't put them down. I think mental health is also very important, because once they feel like they have no support system around them, then they will fail further. And so I think being there for your friend, helping them mentally as well as their actual education and all that, I think that's more important.
Your O-level scores as what they think in their opinion is best, but in my opinion, is if you get a O-level score and then you get a course and then it's a bad course, don't care what bad course it is, as long as you know what you're doing and then be successful in the future. So once in the future, you can show others that it doesn't matter what course you have, as long as you have the successful mind to do it.
For me, personally, education doesn't mean anything. It doesn't reflect on a person's behavior. Because you might have a degree, but you can be very boastful, your ego very high, you might bully people here and there, that kind of thing. But I have met people who actually don't even have education, and I swear to God, they pray 5 times a day. Spiritually, they are there, they are always, even though they know that educationally, they are not book smart, but they try to be good towards the community, they do their sedekah, they help the community, do charity. So it all depends on how you see. I feel like a lot of people in Singapore, especially, we stereotype a lot. You O-level show off you IT nobody lah. I feel like there's something that we shouldn't be doing.
I don't think your O-level results should reflect your abilities and your future capabilities, It just shows how smart you are generally, textbooks. But I know people who've done bad in O-levels, but they own their own businesses. They are insanely successful, and you gotta respect that. It comes down to your hard work, how well you know the world practically. It doesn't matter if you can't do science or all the subjects, physics, history. It doesn't matter. As long as you know how to handle the real world around.
I think at the end of the day, it's more it's a good gauge to see where you are right now, but it's not the final gauge. It's not if I do badly means I'll be bad forever. If you do badly now, just know that if this is something that you want to pursue, then you need to study more or buck up more. But then at the end of the day, this shouldn't determine that you will be bad in life, that you will not have anything in life, because it's just a gauge.
So you see from the responses that we've gotten, it's not really the end of the world for those who actually didn't do well. So I want to know your opinion on to what extent does O-level results truly reflects on a person's ability and potential for success. Comment down below and we'll see you in the next episode of Straight to the Point.